Hey everybody, we're on checkpoint 16 and I want to go just do a couple of these problems. I'm not going to rewrite this checkpoint because I think it's something you can do, but I'm going to do about 3 of the problems and that might just give you a little boost in your grade. So we're on probability and we're having some of these questions and they're all written just a little bit differently. So let's look at the very first one. Ty flipped a coin and counted how many times it landed on heads and how many times it landed on tails. The frequencies are shown in the following table. So I can look here and I can see that heads it landed 26 times and tail 30 times. So it says, based on the experiment, what is the probability of landing on heads? So what I need to know is how many times all together he flipped his coin. So I'm going to get my calculator out and I can see that he flipped heads 26 plus another 30 was on tails. So that's 56 times he flipped the coin altogether. So how many times did it land on, we're going for heads. So 26 of those times was, whoops, it's kind of messy, heads, 26 out of the 56 that we actually flipped the coin. So this is one way to write it. We can say 26 out of 56. Okay. The other way we can do that is to simply, whoops, come back here, my calculator, is to simply do this. Remember this line right here that divides a fraction just means divided by. So I can go 26 divided by 56 and I'll get 0.4642, blah, blah, goes on and on and on. So we definitely want to round it. So it also could be 0.46, which is kind of messy. There we go. And it's going to be 4.6 and not 4.7 because I don't want to round that up. It's only a 4, so I'm just going to leave it at 0.46. Okay. All right. The other way you can do that is if I have 0.46 and I want a percentage, I can take my 0.46. I'm going to rewrite it down here. And to make it a percentage, I want to make 2 jumps this way and put a new decimal point, and there is my percentage. So that is going to be 46%. See how that works? So let's go down here and see what we got. Oh, I didn't do one other way. So we have 26 out of 56, got that one. We have 46%, got that. This one has you round it because it says about, and that's about 0.5. I would frown on that. And the other way is to reduce this fraction. So let me go ahead and reduce the fraction. I'll move this over here. So if I was to divide both of these by 2, right? If you want to reduce the fraction. So whatever I do to the top, I must do to the bottom. And I can see that I can divide both by 2, right? Because they're an even number. So that would equal 26 divided by 2 is 13. If you don't know how to do that, use your calculator. 56 divided by 2 is, what is it? Let me go back in here. Again, if you don't know, 56 divided by 2, come here. 56 divided by 2 is 28. Okay, so I can go back in here and I can write 28. And that's how I get that 13 out of 28. Simple. Any one of these answers is correct. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Come back here. All right, move this back over here. So the next one is right here. So it says striped, solid, and dotted. Wanda spun a spinner 30 times, and the results are recorded in the following tally chart. Based on the experiment, what is the probability of landing on the striped section? So it already tells us that she spun it 30 times. So I can just put the total number of spins goes on the bottom, and it was 30. And it asked how many of them were striped. So I can count the tally marks. That's 5, 10, 11, 12. So it can be 12 out of 30. Now I can also reduce this fraction. I can divide the top and the bottom by 2 again. Actually, I can divide them by 3, right? 12, they both go into 3 goes into both of them. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And 30 divided by 3 is 10. So either of these is correct. Now, the other thing that I can do is get my calculator out. See, there's lots of ways to do this problem. That's why I want to go over this. And I can go in here and I can see 12. Remember, this line right here means divided by. So I can go 12 divided by 30, which gives me 0.4. So another possible answer would be 0.4. And if I have 0.4, I can jump 1, 2 decimal places. This isn't empty, so I need to put a 0 in here, and that would be 40%. So any of these answers are correct. It could be 12 out of 30, 12 over 30, 4 out of 10, 0.4, or 40%. Look, I messed up my percent button there, so I apologize for that. So let's go down and see if we're correct. Oh my gosh, we are. Okay, let's go down to another one. Let's look at this one. So Jenna flips the coin 36 times and it lands on tails 17 times. Shay flipped a coin 22 times and it landed on heads 12 times. Based on the experiments, which event is more likely to happen? So what we have to do is we have to find the likelihood that this happened and the likelihood that this happened, right? So we're going to make a fraction. We're just going to compare. So here, let me go back to my blue. So 17 out of 36, I'm going to go 17 times out of 36. I got tails. So this is tails. And heads, we'll put over here. Heads, which is kind of messy, so I apologize. So heads, I got 12 out of 22. So 12, whoops, here we go, out of 22. And the easiest way to do this is use our calculator. Okay, so let's go in here to our calculator. And I'm going to find this. So 17 divided by 36. 17 divided by 36 equals 0.47. So let's put that one in. We'll do it in blue so we can keep our colors. So this is equal to, we'll put it on this side, 0.47. Awesome. Now let's go back to pink here. And let's do the same thing here so we can compare numbers, right? So I'm going to go 12 divided by 22 is 0.545. I'm going to round that to 0.55. So we can see this one is equal to 0.55. So which one is more likely to happen, heads or tails? Well, 0.55 is bigger than 0.47, so tails is more likely to happen, or sorry, heads is more likely to happen, right? Sorry, the pink is heads. So that's how you do those ones. Good luck with the rest, and I'll see you later.